guys, and welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Sparkles. My name is Lena, and in today's video, I am bringing to you a post review of this pretty kit. So let's get into it. So I'm going to be grabbing my handy dandy logbook that I use to put all the information about my diamond paintings. And we're going to go through the details about this and some things that I didn't like, but I am not into changing. Still like doing enhancements and such, but you know, we'll get into it. So let's start. This kit is called Diana, and it is by Maria Abagnale. I think I'm gonna get it a little bit closer for you. I started it on April 19th and finished it on May 19th. Now, the size of this is a 60 centimeter by 72 centimeter is in square drills, and usually I don't take that long with kits this size. Usually what my old normal would be, I guess, is for this one I would have taken probably around 2.5 weeks, probably 3 weeks, but it took me longer because, as some of you might know, and if you don't, I'm just gonna let you know right now, right before I started this kit, I started in a new job. And so it was a lot of adjusting to do. And on top of that, I run a very small business, but I had a huge order. So my days were basically work and small business. And I had little time to be able to do any diamond painting at all. So in just one row, like just in the first row under here, it took me a week. Like the first 3 rows, it took me a week each row to complete, which for me is unheard of. I usually don't take long. Like for me, I can do probably like 3 sections in a day. Sometimes there have been times where I can complete an entire row in just one day. So definitely this one was a slower one for me, but I finished it and I just didn't really plan it. I actually thought that I was going to finish it on the 18th. And in my brain, it was this kind of thing of, oh, great, I am going to finish it under a month. I just didn't want it to go like over a month. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I saw myself approaching the 1 month mark and I was so close to finishing it that I said, yes, I can do it. And so I pushed through and I was able to complete it. But, you know, I was completely fine with taking my time with this one. I do not rush my diamond paintings. Usually when I have like a very fast, when I complete one very fast, it's not because I rush it. It's usually just because I love it so much that I cannot stop working on it. And of course, it coincides with me having tons and tons of time, which was not really the case for this one. So to go over a little more details about this kit, as I said, this is in square diamonds. The shape of the diamonds is square, and it is a 60 by 72 centimeters, or if you see it in inches, is 23.6 by 28.4. This one was my second finish of May, my number 17th of the month of the year 2024, and my 23rd overall. I always record my time with this one, and it was really tricky because usually when I get into a diamond painting, I can get, you know, like hours in one single go. But with this one, it was so complicated because I just worked like in chunks of time. So there were days where I would work on it like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So that was really tricky to add up at the very end, but I managed. And this one took me 39 hours and 53 minutes, like 3 minutes short of 40 hours, which I guess it was just, I don't know. You know, these ones, even though I do track them with a timer that I have, some of them, you know, I give or take a little time because there are times where I just start diamond painting and I forget that I am. So I start it later, or sometimes I keep it running and I leave it running and I don't know, I gotta make myself a coffee or something like that. So, you know, give or take approximately 39 hours and 57 minutes. This one had a total of 69,649 drills. I keep track of these ones. one in the page, like this is a Diamond Art Club. In Diamond Art Club, it says the amount of drills, but even if it didn't, I would just count like long and wide and just figure out the amount, you know, a multiplication. And I think there are charts out there that say, you know, like if it's the length is this and the width is this, just multiply it by that, and that's the amount of numbers. But it's fine. Again, if it's an estimate, I'm fine with it. I also have completed some that are like mandalas or that are and just partials, which I'm not gonna be counting those, so I don't even take those into consideration. But yes, this one, as I said, has 65 colors. Out of those ones, 1 AB, 3 fairy dust, and 1 iridescent. So let's go ahead and show you where those were. So the first AB color is the yellow AB. The yellow AB, I'm gonna go grab the special drills right about now. I will be right back. I'm going to be starting with the AB. So as I said, this one has 3 ABs, and the AB in this particular kit was this really, really, really bright yellow. And I liked it because there are some AB drills that the coating kind of shifts the entire color of the drill. Like for example, with the white one, that it looks more like pinky purplish because the coating on it is like it is that color. But for this one, it was like, you know, it still looks yellow. Like it has some, I would say maybe a little pink, maybe a little green, but it's not really noticeable like that much, if at all. So let me, oh, I never think this through. Let me get them back into the, I should have brought a tray. Oh, I have a tray here. I have a tray here. I have here next to me the kit that I'm currently working in. So So this was the AB color, 130. So that AB color, we can find it. We can find it in the bottom part. We have all of these stars right here that at the beginning, I didn't really, it's really weird because at the beginning of a diamond painting, I rarely look at the original artwork, you know, the sticker that comes in here. And like looking at kind of closely, it's hard for me to distinguish what it is exactly, but it is, I am not kidding, it is up to this moment that I'm realizing that these stars are like in the body of the horse. I mean, the unicorn. I know, I'm sorry, but yes. So all of these stars are completely AB. This one is half AB, this is completely AB, so that is the majority of the ABs. Also in the end parts of the arrows, and here in some aspects of the moon, in some like details of the moon, I'm just gonna zoom you in a little bit in all of these pretty ones, and in some detailing here at the top of the moon, like in this, all this place. So that is our first AB, our first, look at that, awesome. The second special drill is these lime green. I just like, this is one of my favorite colors. Like two of the fairy dust that are here are two of my favorite colors. This is one of them. So as you can see, they have a very, very beautiful coating on top of them, which is amazing. It's so, so pretty. And this one, you can find it specifically like in its wide majority in this. Oh, I thought I was in frame. I guess I'm not. Let me just zoom out a bit more. In this, these are moths. I think, I am almost certain they're moths and not butterflies. At the beginning I thought they were, but no, they're moths. Like in the body, it's here, like in the detail, you know, here's the center of it, and then right like in this side, just sideways of the center, that's where you can find the fairy dust. And guys, fairy dust is one of my favorite drills overall, to be honest. But let's go to the next color, the next special drill. And this is another of my favorite colors of all times. This is this pretty teal color. I just love it. It's one of the staple colors here in my apartment and with my boyfriend, because it's also one of the favorite colors of my boyfriend. But look at that. This is also a fairy dust. You can see the glitter on top. It's just so, so beautiful. And this one, it was really cool because you can actually find it in many places in the canvas, but especially in Diana's hair. Now, Diana's hair has a lot of blues and some teals, like different shades of blues, like a darker blue and like a teal and then like a greenish teal. I don't know if that's the correct name for it, like an aqua. But for example, I think it brings out a lot, like certain aspects of it. Let me just find a place where I can show it to you what I mean by that. Like for example, in this place right here, you can see that there are two colors that are really similar, but the one in the bottom is a fairy dust and the one at the top, I think, I mean, it's not the same color, but it's a very similar color, but without the fairy dust. So I think, oh look, this one is popping out. Oh, you couldn't really see it, but okay. But I just loved it, and it is intertwined into her entire hair, and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like all of her hair, all the teal color, like I would say 60% of it is fairy dust. So yes, please. Now the last fairy dust color, but not the last special drill, is this one. This is a baby pinky one, and again, it is very subtle, and the color is so pretty. But here it is. You can see the really fine coat of glitter on top of this. Amazing. And that is specific pink color, you cannot really find it in many places. Like it is only used very specifically and in small places. But the place that it is used the most is in, ooh, one drill came flying. It is on the face of the horse. Again, why am I calling it horse? It is not a horse. It is a unicorn. Oh my god. But here, it's just giving some shadow and some depth into the unicorn's face. And also, it is used in some parts of the unicorn's mane. Right here, if we can get it closer. Like here we have so many shades of pink. But this lighter one, the lightest, this is our fairy dust, and it is intertwined, like interlocked with, you know, the unicorn's mane. And the last special drill, and I think it is, you know, I really love fairy dust, and it's become one of my favorites because to this day, I guess you can always find it in like many kids. I would say the majority of the kids you can find fairy dust now. But one type of drill that you cannot find in every single diamond painting, and definitely not in the majority of the diamond paintings, is the iridescent drills. Now the iridescent drills, you can also call them, like if you would see them in another company that is not Diamond Art Club, it would usually be referred as crystals. And you can see why. Like, look at that. That legit looks like a diamond. I mean, I don't have a diamond, but like a real one. But you know, look at that. It's crystalline. Oh, it's so beautiful, and it sparks so prettily. But yeah, I would say that this type of drill is my favorite overall. But you know, a very close second is the fairy dusts, and I have a special love for them because you can find them in the majority of the kits. But this one, you can find it actually in many places, and it's just used so well and so smartly because it gives like a perfect enhancement without being overwhelming or overused, in my opinion. I am not an artist, of course, but I just loved where it was used. And one cool thing is that you can see it pretty much in every single part of the diamond painting, like in every kind of general area that you're working. Is not only, for example, in the moths or in the moon or in whatever. It is seen along many places. So I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit, just a tiny bit, and let's start at the bottom. So here at the bottom, you can find it over here surrounding all of these stars, and you can see how it gives just the perfect shimmer of it. And then here you find it again, detailing more things in the body of the unicorn. If we move it a little bit upwards, you can find just the teeny tiniest glimmer here in her eyes and also in the unicorn's eye. It is, again, this kind of really kind of dusty thing that is coming out of the moths. I think these moths are kind of releasing some type of, I don't know, magical dust or something, but you can see it here. Like, this is a moth, and it is actually in the wings of the moth, and also here, like, as if it was like releasing it, or just, I don't know how to describe it. It is used at the base of the unicorn's horn, and I would have actually loved to see more of this, or more special drills in the unicorn horn. I think it's just like such a focal point of this diamond painting, and you know, unicorns in general, that it would just have been a great idea to incorporate it. But again, I'm not an artist, and I don't really know, or I've never really done enhancements, so I don't think I'm gonna do that anytime soon, but this would be one of the places where I would definitely try my hand into doing some changes with that. And the two of the last places where you can find that specific drill is in here. This is like some sort of crown that Diana has, and also this moon. Is it a crescent moon? I think it is. This moon, like all the inner part of it is detailed with this iridescent drills, or crystal drills, however you want to call them. Something that I consider would be important to say is that I would consider this kit like medium difficulty, probably. Why? Because there are a lot of areas of color blocking, like you can see here, like on her entire side and her arm and her body, and also the folds of her dress, and at the top, like all the background and this big chunk of the moon. It has quite a considerable amount of color blocking, but it also has something that I like to call like linear blocking or something like that, where you can see one color like in a line sort of way. And this is more like a curvy thing because it's a lot in the hair, and it's definitely trickier to consider that in the hair. But I just found the amount of confetti to be really, really bearable. I would think that the only place where I struggled a little bit was on top here in the crown, like in this section in particular, because you know, you have details of the hair, details of the crown, details of the moon, details of her face, of her eyes, and I've always found the eyes to be the most confetti heavy places. And you know what, oh my god, I hadn't noticed this. I missed, and I know they didn't pop off because, but I don't know if you can, I missed these spots for drills. Oh my god, how could that happen? But you're gonna see me fix it right away, because, and I know that these are not drills that popped off, because, you know, it's like a really random, like only 3 drills that are really next to each other and that are the same color. Yeah, this is a me thing, definitely me thing. Now let's see if it pops a little. Perfect. Let's get them back to the container. Let's zoom out again. Great. So as I said, I would consider this to be medium difficulty, not really that complicated. And also the size, even though it starts to lean a little bit into the bigger side, having one of the sides be 72 centimeters, it's definitely not the biggest Diamond Art Club has ever come with, you know, so it's pretty manageable. I would say 6 months ago, I would have considered this a massive diamond painting, but right now it's just like I would say a regular sized one for me, of course. It would depend a lot on personal preference, but this size is really, really manageable. Now, there were only 2 things that I don't really find to be my favorite things overall. One of them, I think it's basically me. Well, I'm not sure, but I saw this in another diamond painting, and I think this just happens overall with light colored drills. Now, I don't know how clear you're going to be able to see it, but in this place over here, well, it's not really visible. I think in person is more visible, but you know, it's only visible up close. Once you get a few steps away, it's not noticeable at all. But here is just some gapping that I found. And as I said, I found this gapping in another diamond painting where it had really, really light color drills and in a color blocky area. And I can also see that like with the same color actually in the face of the unicorn. So I don't know how much of that it is my doing or that, you know, just lighter colors when placed in color blocking. It's normal to expect some type of gapping, and maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but it's not really an issue for me. It's not my favorite thing when I look at it up close, but as I say, you step away and this art is meant to be seen from a few steps afar, so it's not really that important. One thing that I just don't really like that much, if at all, is this place is over here. Let me zoom you in. Can you guess what I'm talking about? Like 3 white things. Like okay, I understand that like in the original image, it's just like some lightning and that these are like a peak of her feet, but I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. It looks kind of weird, and maybe if I squint, I can justify the way it looks with my eyes squint or looking from far away like this, because I would kind of know it's her teeth. But this one random here, I just don't like it. Am I gonna change it? Probably not, because as I said, I am not an enhancer. I am not really into changing the canvases, at least not now. It's something that I am kind of interested in, but as for now, I'm just gonna let it be. And maybe if I encounter some other diamond painting where I see this, then maybe I can decide to maybe change it or do something about it, or look into ways that for me that could look better. But as I said, this is personal preference. Also, the gapping that I was talking about is personal preference, but overall, you know, it's a diamond painting kit. There's not much to say that is not, I absolutely love it, you know? And yes, that is biased, but I don't care. So that is it for today's video. I hope this post review of mine helps you decide whether or not you want to work on it, either if you have it in your stash or if you maybe are looking to get it. This one is currently out of stock in the Diamond Art Club page. And another thing that I really want to be looking into it is, have you ever completed this diamond painting from that other company that had it originally? Because I would love to see it, and I would love to, you know, just compare and contrast. That is just so interesting to me, comparing and contrasting like the same art from different places. I currently do not have two same art from 2 different places, but I've seen a few people having those comparison videos. Right now, Sea of Diamonds and Diamonds and Washi, they're both doing a comparison series, and I've seen people that have already done them a few times. So I'm really curious to see just overall how this looks from that other company. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you subscribe if you decide that this is a type of content that you'd like to see in the future. And for now, have a great day, and don't forget to keep on diamond painting. Bye bye.